Okay, maybe you can stand up, or you wait for another explanation. It will take maybe a minute. Hope you, in a way, is an exercise which has so many dimensions. It's so extraordinary. I really want to dive into it with you now. And maybe you say, I can't remember this and that, that's just too much, but that's not important. You have touched it. And in a way, you afterwards, you know it. It will be there. And our body, or our bodies, or whatever lives in us, likes it to be seen, to be touched, to be addressed. And when you practice, the one or the other detail can come into your mind, and you can make observations where otherwise you would not observe or experiment. So, I invite you to stand up and do a few exercises around Hoffnung U, or a few things which I want to show you. For those of you who do not know the exercise, it's a letting go. It's building a bowl where we can experience a rainbow in it. And the two hands, the pots. We let go, we turn the hands, and we slowly bring them down. And this coming down, we do inwardly. The toes have a few things to do, and we will look into all these things now. And when you remember, I told you, or it has a lot to do also with the space in front and behind. Yeah? It's not so obvious when you just look at the arms, but just take your hands to the center of your heart and just start to slowly feel down. And when you start to feel your legs going down to the feet, you could put your emphasis or your perception to the fact that there you discover there's something in the legs which wants them to bend forwards a little bit. Yeah? Let go and just come back to your center. If you say, oh, I don't believe this, I don't like this idea, you can go down and nothing does happen. So that's you always, what you think in a way, what you expect will also happen, and then you start working, is it true, is it not true? But it's a sort of experience you can have, yeah? And just follow it for the moment. Just go down and discover this. Oh, this energy wants to move forward. How nice. And let go and let your breath react. On the other hand, you can just feel your shoulders, your back, yeah? Your hips. Maybe you even turn the hands a little bit to have the back of your hands looking to the back. And then if you start sensing into these parts of your body, you can in a way discover or produce a sort of being pulled backwards. It really pulls me backwards. Wow, how nice. And before you fall, just let go. And when I say before I fall, you can overdo everything, but if you do it carefully, you can discover there comes a point where it feels just right. And with the feeling, somebody is actually supporting me, and I can lean against it, and I can even play with it as if there would be a feather bed or something which is elastic. And I can just push a little bit into it, and it will push me back again. So let's try it again. Just stand upright and have this feeling, yeah, pulls me backwards. But there comes a point, oh, how nice. I can even lean my head against it. And I can really play with it, push a little bit into it, and in a way it pushes me back. Don't overdo it, but you can discover, yes, it carries me. How nice. And then let go. And let your breath react, because these are experiences which affect the breath. And so give him its freedom afterwards also when you do it. In the same way, how you discovered that you are carried from outside when you enter this space behind or open towards it, you can discover when we do the first exercise again and you feel down, that you can reach a point, you feel down, and it carries you a little bit forward, but you're looking for the zone of comfort, and then suddenly you have the feeling it bends me forward, but I'm held from within, like a pole, and I can even shake it, or shake myself, but the pole is stable, and I'm shaking on it, yeah? I'm carried from within. Let your breath react and come back. And in the Eurythmy exercise, ERO, that's part of it, and there's an elaborated video on it if you want to look at it, but for here, these aspects are sufficient. Just feel the space, feel upright first, that's a precondition that it comes well, and then feel the space behind. Feel pulled, and then carry it and test it. Can I play with it? Does it really carry me? Yes, it does. Come to your heart, slowly go down, and slowly, when you reach the lower parts of your body, it carries you forward, and suddenly, without noticing, you are in front, and you feel, oh yes, I'm carried from within now. How nice. And play a little bit with it. Sometimes it goes better, sometimes it's not so easy. And come back. Feel both. Carried from within, or carried from without, and carried from within. Okay, let your breath react. So, when we do this exercise, yeah, the first part of the hope it has to do with letting go. And letting go is just, you go down and you let you be brought forward. You just go without knowing where you're going. You trust. And then you go further with your arms and you open towards the space behind. And that leans you automatically backwards. You have this connection. And already when you have this bowl, you can feel that your lungs expand. Huh? But stay connected with the floor, because you are on your heels. You have this wonderful connection. Let go. Let's do it one more time. Connect. Be brought forward. Go, trust. I am carried. I don't know where I'm going to. And then start building this bowl. And this brings you backwards. And lean against what's carrying you. And open towards it with your hands. Let your breath react. And even afterwards, yeah, you might have this movements afterwards, countercurrents come at the same time or afterwards. You don't have to experience them at the same time all the time. Yeah? You can go this way, and afterwards it goes that way, for example. Now, what we have to learn in a way, in order to be healthy, to connect with the forces which come from below, the earthly forces, the juvenile forces, the simpleton forces which just come, go, grow, yeah? Innocent forces. And but, yes, not but, the second part where things come from there, we are preparing that we can also receive from what's coming from up there. Also, we use these forces, or we open up. And for this, we use our feet. And not just the feet, but the toes. And that's an indication, as far as I know, which stems from Rudolf Steiner himself, who gave this exercise. So we start again, we go down, connect with the earth. We are brought forward, but it's the feet, it's not the chest which is leaning forward. The legs lean forward. And now, when we do this opening up, do not just use your arms, do not use your upper system, but put one toe per these feet, the toes a little bit apart. And we do it again, use this, taking them apart, the heels stay next to each other, to open everywhere. And then, for this reason, the arms open up. And when you stay there and have this bowl, pull your toes a little bit up. And by pulling the toes up, try to create a stream which comes up from there, making your heart big. We do a preparatory exercise first. Just stand, just relax. And then, now, pull your toes a little bit up and try to create, with the help of your toes, a stream coming up inside of your body, filling your heart from within, making your breath wide, forward, and then let go. Yeah? So create a sun here with the help of these forces. Once again, just relax, and again, use your toes to invite the stream. Hello, come, let this direction stream up, stream, and receive it here, and feel that you're doing it with the help of your toes. And then let go. The reason to do it like this is that we often tend to suck things up there. We again take this system to bring something up. And Steiner really wants us to go there and use these forces there to bring something up. And these toes help us to remind this and to activate it. It's not the toes themselves actually, but our activity there. And now we combine it with the becoming wide, but still we use the toes to create the stream, which should go up inside, while the arms open up towards the outer space. Yeah? Okay. We go down. We start opening up to the width. We create with the toe the inner stream to the heart. And with the arms, using the forces of the earth to create this bowl of crystal, which we may have open towards the world behind us, above us. Let the breath be affected. And let go. So we try that this region is not just torn big by this gesture, but that it can grow big by this stream. Now we look into the second part of the exercise, where we let go towards above and then bring left and right together. Yeah? And if we imagine that we human beings are beings who are constantly rebuilt anew, there's a constant flow nourishing us and maintaining us, yeah? And bringing things together. And just stand for a moment, have your hands here, left and right, and have the feeling, yes, I can feel there is a left and right, and just come slowly together. And let it stream and continue to stream from left to the middle, I mean, they would just go like this and this, but because they meet, they make this plane, and I feel it there. And then let your breath react again. Once again, yes, feel into this space and make it flow together. You can use your hand to invite it, but maybe you can start directly. And when you arrive and you let it continue to stream together, you don't have to push your hands together to make from this and this, but they will. You can let it stream and they become soft, and the palms of the hand just start melting into each other, and the elbows are just melting towards the middle. And then let go. Let's try it one last time, and from this coming together, try to feel what does this, it's a plane which comes into existence, the vertical plane, that what does it do to you, to the feeling of your uprightness, to the feeling of your composure? Yes, I'm there, I feel it. And now I feel what's streaming in from left and right. If you don't feel it, you help a little bit, everything is allowed, just try it. And then try to let the streams continue, and continue, and continue. And how do you experience it in your whole body and in your breath? This melting into each other, and then let go. There are exercises in your rhythm therapy. We do this on several levels, for example, and then you do it with the feet and feel it there. Here, something else comes into consideration, because that's, in a way, the first three exercises, they were just yes, yes and no, sympathy, antipathy, love, but now it's more waking up for what's building us, for waking up for ourselves. And if you just put your hands there, what a simple turning is, in a turn there's so much of energy. Just have your hands there and have the feeling you touch a plane, your hands are in a plane, and you are awake in your body. And then stretch your arms, not straight, not strongly, but a little bit stretched. And then slowly turn these planes of the hands and feel what this does in your body and in your breath and in your how you experience yourself. And slowly turn the hands again and perceive what changes in yourself. And how the breath reacts. And just let go for a moment. Let the breath react. We do it one more time. Experience your hands as planes. The fingers belong to this plane now. And it's like a little bit like, yeah. And then give a little bit of tension. Just turn these planes. Listen to what's going on in you now. What's your breath doing? What's your mood doing? What's your spine doing? What's the tension in your body doing? And then slowly turn it back again. What about the tension in your body now? The colors. And let go. Let your breath flow. I think you have experienced it changes a little bit. And now, when we have this dreaming together, just put your hands, we repeat the exercise which we have just done. We put your hands there and start to repeat this exercise of streaming together. but stop. Don't start immediately, but you're ready to start. But now, slowly turn your hands in a way that the palms of your hand look into the streams which come from left and right. They see what's coming. There are two eyes. And then let the streams come together and let your hands look into these spaces which flow together now. See them in whatever kind you want. And they stream in, they stream in. You are awake in them. And let go. We do it one more time just to experience it, and then we do it above our head, but it's more or less, or it is the same thing. We start to look into what's streaming in from left and right. One time just as an exercise. Be ready for the streaming in, hands looking inside, how they've done before. But now turn. Feel the streams coming. Look into them. What do you perceive? Or how do they feel like? Let them come together, and now the same experience. The plane comes into existence through your whole body. And it's streaming in from everywhere. And you look into it. And then let go. So, we open ourselves to these forces. And the precondition to receive is to let go. So if you stand in this position and this turning the hands a little bit more, maybe even than necessary, gives a little bit of tension in the arms. It's just first step, a starter. You don't need this later anymore. But if you have this little bit of tension, then it's so easy just to let go. And letting go is a precondition that things can come. And then you turn your hands. Then they lay against each other. Then you feel this plane coming into existence. Then you feel your verticality. And then you feel how in your center you guide it down through yourself. And the hands outside are a mirror picture of what's happening inside. And because when you re-enter the lower areas of your body, very naturally, you are carried forward again. But everything what was in between, you bring with you. And because we have this big heart, which had grown from there, this plant, this flower, it's open to receive what's coming there. And we still have, and that's why we put such a lot of attention into it, that it is big, that what's coming from above is not now outside somewhere, is really welcome to enter into the core of ourselves and nourish us from within. We do the whole exercise 2 times. We start at the center. We let go. We connect. We become aware behind. Toes go apart, become apart. Toes come up, nourishing the heart with a stream from within. Let go. Turn your hands. Perceive the flowing in. The toes come together because left and right comes together. Feel the plane and how you come down in your center. Feel how you reach your heart, how it's open. And that you come forward. And your heart now is still big and wide and not affected in any case by the narrowness of our arms. Because in this flowing together, it's this looking into this direction. It's this where we are looking, and that's wideness. Without any words by me except hope. Ooh. Let your arms be carried apart. Let your breath react. Keep the joy in your body. Let your breath flow and sit down for 1 or 2 minutes to listen to the resonance of your experiences and of what you tried. You've worked for 25 minutes on one subject. How does it feel now? How does your body react to that? And how is your soul affected from what we did? Maybe ask also our soul, what does it mean to you? What does it give you? How are you doing now? If you want to, we close with 2 times A, H, reverence, in which I would like to look deeper next Friday. And then we close, and those of you who want to put questions can then put questions. Start at your heart. Send your arms out to the periphery. And then further than the periphery. And let it stream out from there. Use your shoulders to send an H into this art, to widen it up, to really open. And then receive the answer and let slowly go. And remember the A, which is still there, the gesture is still there. you are still connected. And then remember the stream of love still working in you from the Love A exercise, bringing you forward again. Reverence. I am there. And let go. A, ah, ha, H, love, reverence. Let your breath react. Feel how you stand now. Feel what's surrounding you. Feel what's in you. Sit down and relax. If you want to, take 10-15 minutes to maybe even lay down and let the waves go along, rolling over the lake, coming back again. And at night, these forces will have a third run and enter ourselves in a way that they create these helpful forces which we are looking for and why we are doing this sequence.